and welcome to the FTA Every Woman web chat with myself, Julie Maddox. With the help of FTA Every Woman Transport and Logistics Award, the two organisations have joined forces to help promote the road transport industry, playing its part in attracting more women to the sector. And I'm glad to have with me today Max Benson, co-founder of Every Woman, and Thea Ponsier, who is Chief Executive of the Freight Transport Association. Welcome both. Thank you for being here. Max, if I may start with you, first of all, why did the development, I suppose, of the relationship between FTA and Every Woman come about? How did that actually start in the first place?
Well, Every Woman as an organisation is all about advancing women in the workplace and increasing their numbers and status. So we have been working in a number of different industry sectors, and in 2007, 2008 we were looking at women who were working in the transport and logistics industry and the challenges that the industry was having really in attracting female talent. And so with that in mind, we looked to start the awards programme, which we did in 2008 with the support of MAN and the FTA, really about uncovering role models, women that were achieving success, so that we could tell those stories and really demonstrate the incredibly rewarding and challenging careers that women were having in the sector.
Theo, I suppose really this is a perfect opportunity as far as FTA is concerned to promote the diversity of the transport and logistics industry, which sometimes actually is overlooked, isn't it?
It's absolutely right, Julie. It's a large and successful industry, but probably with a lower profile than in many ways we would like, because if everything's working well in the logistics sector, then frankly you don't notice it, and so on. The shops are stocked with goods, the hospitals have got their supplies, and life just goes on, business life in particular. So we were looking for opportunities to be able to both promote the sector and emphasise the good job that logistics businesses do in keeping the economy running, but also to enable us to be more attractive to women and other groups that are perhaps underrepresented in the sector. And so the tie-up with Every Woman was absolutely perfect from our point of view.
It must be great news for you as far as Every Woman's concerned, because they say from small acorns grow big trees, but obviously this is growing for you, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. So the other thing that we've been able to do together is to get around the leaders from organisations in the sector, the ones that have got influence, the ones that are already looking at what they can do to attract greater diversity of talent to the industry, and have that conversation and share with them what the women in the industry are saying their challenges are, and then look at solutions that we can put together, which is what we've been working on since our last round table back in May of last year.
Now, I don't want to twist your arm, Thea. We've mentioned you being a judge. Any pointers?
Well, I mean, excellence is all at the end of the day, Jules, whether it's in Driver of the Year or Director of the Year or the many other categories, some new exciting categories this year and so on, innovation and sustainability, industry champion, again, about people who will be inspirational role models and so on. And that, as well as, you know, hopefully winning the category that they've entered and so on, they'll be happy to go out and talk about the exciting career that they've enjoyed in the industry and thereby attract many others.
It's interesting, isn't it, though, Thea, that some people almost have tunnel vision of they think they know what the freight industry does and what it involves, but these sort of events actually, they're a great showcase to illustrate what the FTA and Every Woman's about, and not only the diversity of the sector, but also the Freight Transport Association as a whole.
That's absolutely right. I mean, I think if you say freight or transport, people have basically an image of trucks and getting stuff from A to B. But the sector can provide challenging careers in a whole variety of areas. There are all the different modes, the international aspects, a lot of the systems that we use in the sector now. We've got very bright young software developers working in all the major companies. So really, whatever your skill and your desire to develop, then there's be an opportunity within the transport and logistics sector for you.
And exciting, and I think very rewarding for Every Woman. It goes from strength to strength.
Yeah.
As far as you're concerned, what's next?
Well, what's next is we took away the input that we had from the industry leaders around the roundtable discussion last year and said, what are the challenges that we need to start addressing? there is an image problem, and when we did research with women that were working in the transport and logistics industry, less than 10% had actually chosen a career there. They had found themselves there by accident. Once they got into the industry, they thrived. They could bring their talents to it and they were good at it, but they weren't actually consciously choosing it. And we need to change that because we're missing out on a huge talent pool. So we've been working together at putting a program of activities that encompasses all that we currently do, that can be instigated and rolled out through organisations, whether they're big or small, to help them unlock the talents of all of their women, to get more women coming up through the pipe, to make sure that they're all realising their full potential, to mobilise them both internally in their organisations but externally as ambassadors and role models for the industry. And so that's what we're launching this next month.
It's particularly exciting working with some of the big companies that are absolute household names, whether they're large supermarket groups, for example, or manufacturers, or virtually any field you can think of. Supply chains and logistics are absolutely critical to make their business work. So you may be joining a major supermarket and looking forward to having an exciting career there, and find that the biggest challenges are in the supply chain sector there. So as Max has sort of said, people in many cases don't choose a career in the sector and so on, but end up there and suddenly find it so rewarding. But if we can get the message out that rather than just thinking about the company you're going to join, think about the sector as well and which companies are good at providing careers in that sector, and that'll do a great job for the industry as well as extending the range of talent that's coming into it.
Well, 2013, very exciting, obviously new for you. It's going to go from strength to strength. This is a long road, isn't it?
Absolutely, but the Accelerate programme is something that we've developed in direct response to what the industry is telling us that it needs. So we're incredibly excited about that.
Perfect. How do you find out more about Everywoman, Max?
You go to everywoman.com, very simple.
Perfect. And obviously fta.co.uk for our website then.
Absolutely correct, Julie.
Perfect.
A wealth of opportunity and interesting stuff on the website.
Max Benson, thank you very much for being with us, and Theo de Poncia. And don't forget, if you want more information on the FTA Every Woman Awards, just go to the website. It is fta.co.uk.